Well, I made some videos ahead of time that doesn't reflect that time that I posted it because when sun when the sun squared Pluto, in fact, that when Mercury went right behind the sun at 27 degrees on the very same day, it squares Pluto at 27 degrees. And with that also, we're looking at Mars, because I'm Mars ruled, so when we look at it now, it's heading towards my Jupiter, but it's already trining my Jupiter. But it's trine Saturn, it's still trine Saturn in the sky. Let alone that Pluto was actually going to conjunct this weekend, like right now, Moon conjunct Pluto. This gives emotional sensitivity and depth of understanding emotionally of some pretty harsh realities. But I want to talk about what happened, like see what definitely happened for me. The downloads that were going on yesterday were so intense. It's happening because the Mercury disappeared. It went combust, and this is a trippy thing because it's like when somebody has Mercury conjunct Uranus in their chart, often they are kind of void of. They don't know the difference between reality and the mind, but that doesn't really describe the transit that was available for us, for all of the collective. Really, what it is that planet becomes a portal, whichever one that has been just absorbed by the sun's light, and now it becomes a portal for information, particularly now I'm mentioning why information comes up is because Mercury. We've already had a phenomenon like this with an eclipse in the sign, in the planets, and the sun was the same sign that was ruled by Mercury. So we had kind of like I just got the vision of a little bit of a jiggling of the wires of all of humanity, the mind and the subconscious wiring, particularly because how that Saturn was there, and it's still going on. We have well, because Mercury had gotten involved with this square to Pluto. What would come through for me is, okay, so we know Pluto and Capricorn has pointed out a whole closet full of skeletons that the human being is involved with, that is like this, okay, it's so strange that we would poke around at spiritual warfare and um, the control system, and it kind of goes up and down, like, well, what do you understand about it? But you would see, it's like, well, why does that even exist? That things don't make much sense. I mean, really, if you are to be thinking on your own, I don't know, but there's a lot of trouble with resources trying to keep up with that, and uphold an illusion. And the rumor, and so we must have wars or something. It's really depopulations, my friends. They want to depopulate a certain amount every year globally. This is Agenda 2130. See, this is the kind of stuff and why was what were those stones? The stones, that a laser beam or something came and busted apart or something, and but what is Shauna talking about? Well, if you're not keeping up, like, see, I'm humanity, and now we're going to move. We just went through this downloading of something. For me particularly, I received basically Let me just meditate now. What I just needed to say why I'm recording this. Because I was shown, it was just yesterday. Today is 10/22. Happy 10/22, 2023. What does that add up to? 3, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3. See, now we're starting to begin. We've just gotten into the first octave of realization of something as far as this entire decade coming up. And you need to know that yeah, there's cures on the way. There's people that can help. The entire society is going to wake up with. They're just going to contribute into real problem solving in such a way that well, there's that rumor that says there's going to be utopia, the golden age, but there's also going to be the part where it's like, all it is an understanding in between. You'll see the Aquarius age is the understanding. It's the Pluto. See, that understanding, babes, doesn't come without pain. There is that saying that says the breaking of your shell, your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding, your deeper understanding, right? So more and more, I mean, when we talk about these things, we could say, oh, did you know it's World War III already? I mean, I'm telling you, yesterday was such a profound day. What I learned, I was given the cure. It's a very simple equation, mathematic thing about um, about how did the human organism get so harnessed by Santa Claus. And the cure, like to say, well, this is the rewire technique, and I don't have it all, but I saw little tiny glimpses come in of how intricate it would get, like how that we would communicate and how it's going to happen. I'm not an isolated incident, and neither is Jesus. Hi, boy. You think we can do this? Hell yeah, we will. Because why? How? Well, we have help from the cosmos. This is not an isolated incident, like I said, and astrology points right at it now. People like me and you are learning how to be here with this life, in this process that we're going through. And I say, breathe with me, deep divers. The sun is about to rise. It's 5:46. I got up at it's like 4:20, and that's been normal for me. But getting back to these messages, how it came in, how I saw that it would come in. That's the very nature of how we would keep reinforcing real life astrology, is to um, trip out on how the message would come when Mercury just goes combust. What happened is Pluto is there revealing a secret through this portal that the sun has created. I mean, it's the holographic field, and it says like this needs to be included in order for the game to get really good, because how boring it is that some people don't even know that we are in the midst of World War III right now, Huns. Wars, dog is barking over here. Wars are to depopulate and to keep in control by who? Well, whatever has the nerve to just start wiping things out systematically. And you and I personally, speaking for myself, have yet to see how terrible that is. You know, really, I mean, I know I talk about meadows being destroyed and stuff like this, but if you knew that the wilderness there isn't anything random happening here. If you would like wilderness, you're going to have to take care of how to take care of it. And it's simple. It's really advisable to work the programs here, the trees and even the water. Water is a programming thing. Everything, and because now I'm looking at the word fairy tale on the side here. It's like, well, because this is a place of dreaming. It's a school. If you would like to really make a difference to your own, I don't know, in case you want to be a creator somewhere else. Do you want to harmonize and become realized as to how to do this? And so this is very complicating coming in the information, um, because it is a school, and we can't think that, oh, because it's just us here being custodians, we can do anything we want. And it's like, you know what? Those people that want to work with the toxic things, rather than the other more cleaner ways of getting energy, they need to be quarantined off and given their own arena, and that's their garden. And let's see how long that lasts. Mars, how are you doing up there, Mars? They said, you know what, we have all of the technological bells and whistles that's even robotically um, reproducing itself to give us oxygen. You know, the people don't realize that robots can build robots, and but it needs the original creator, especially that, right? And that's something we really need to start imagining and saying, well, yeah, and of course we're built in its image, whatever created us, and we're talking about harmonizing with the lilies, man, harmonizing with the waterfalls, and just harmonizing, period. Harmonizing, period. Because I don't want to see. I want to pull us up out of being fucking cave people. You know, we have technologies that can harmonize to the point of, look, Shauna is getting onto something right now. We don't see that civilization who just went, let's hope they harmonize, and they fly away and they kind of tool about around us, and they handle all this shit with thongs. And there is a strange development here going on with politics concerning what? It's really hard to say. They know better, really. They would know better than us. But we hear rumors and stuff, and there's our Bible, you know, that talks about possible spiritual possession. But what is that really? See, I was given the information that I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to be able, we are not going to be able to get anywhere until Pluto moves into Aquarius. And this is what happens, babes, is that things do not get any easier. Pressure, more and more pressure happens. See, I have this thing that I'll tell some people in my personal life, you know, that who are just, they're a little bit behind in discipline and understanding here. And it's like, you know, you don't need, I tell them, you don't have enough stress happening in your life. You're just not stressed out enough. You need a little bit more pressure, a little bit more stress. You need more challenge. And it's coming for us all. It comes mainly psychologically. When we keep seeing things going on that really, how long do we have to look at it in order to become affected by it, to become, in effect, really is just traumatized by it. And what that is now you're rendered off. You're rendered off. Your shell is ripped off. Really, your scabs, I guess, you're just washed of your wound, and you're raw now. You're just raw. And what's really important is to receive that agent that is actually a healer. And I say use salt water, sea salt water. That's all you need. Make it skin temperature, so you hardly notice that it's even on you, but you have to use salt. And isn't that weird? Because that's part, now I'm talking about the truth. You don't think that salt water would be the thing to use on a wound. But the truth is, yes, it is. That's just one truth out of many, but I'm talking about literally now. But now, figuratively, this is the way it's going to be for all of humanity if they really want to get better and move into utopia and move into that golden age thing. Otherwise, everything is being hijacked by something that is playing a fucking joke. It's a hilarious thing. See, I was shown something, and it's like, wow, really? And it's like, yeah. And um, the thing is like that will put you in your straitjacket is, it is so simple that something has taken that simplicity. It's really not a new thing that I'm talking about, but we're going to unravel the tangled up perception of man, and you're either like part of that. You're either like being rewired and able to start vibrating at that same kind of the frequency that would say, no, I get it, and I understand, and to let go. Really, what has just flashed is something that says, Shauna, don't forget, 90, 4% of the people want to be led by 4% of people. That is like an okie dokie. They can be slapped around like this, and then reprogrammed into getting their food by behaving a certain way like this. And something I know that is so benevolent in the sky says, yes, you get it, you understand. And that's how the possibility that all of this warring and all of the depopulation and all of these attempts, and really, babes, it's a tug of war for your perception. Really, the organism is going to wake up with all of this stress. It's going to just start waking up, and it's going to be a bigger uh, event, or because it's going to be here now. I mean, it's not a book that we read and we don't know. I mean, how many? Why do they have so many crosses over there in the first place? What were they doing with that? Was it just Jesus? That was ridiculous. She says, yeah, and by the way, I'm just going to do this for fun. Babes, life, there isn't any more funner of, like, you just start getting more excited as far as me being a Mars ruled person. Like, really? Really? This, you mean all the Star Wars and all of the movies are real? And it's like, yes. And don't become a Luke Skywatcher.